I don't know. I don't know. Like, this is one of those, if it was a state, I'd be like, you could play around a little bit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, look, Durk is one of the biggest proponents against snitching in hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where he refuses to do songs with Gunna.
The girls who that from BBL, what happened to Virgil, we probably gonna tell.
The whole thing about my dad got put in prison from a snitch.
He told.
I hate all rats. If you ever told, you ever tell, I hate you, like with a passion, like, cause that took away half of my. That made me who I am today. That took away half of my life. Like, motherfucker telling on my pops and that's what, you know what I'm saying, I needed. So I was raised by a woman. You know what I'm saying, which is my mama, who taught me everything I know. So I really hate rats with real passions. Like, I hate you bad. I'm looking to the camera. I hate fucking rat.
And my life would have been different, and, you know, I hate snitches, I don't associate with snitches, blah, 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 blah. So, he's never faced this type of situation. Now, what if, for example, Durk says...
He ain't telling.
Well, hold on. What if he says, I could help you close a whole bunch of murder cases?
No, he ain't telling.
You don't think that'll happen?
He ain't telling. I sat and I interviewed Durk. And, you know, by the way, there's a cop. He just did something with law and crimes. And there's a cop from Chicago. They said, but he's worked on so many cases investigating Durk. And he basically said, you know, in his opinion, he felt like Durk knew that this was coming down the pipeline almost 2 years ago, almost right after.
I mean, isn't that obvious, though?
Well,
you tied yourself into a murder, it's probably going to come back around?
Well, here's the thing. Who knows what else he's ever been tied into? But they said specifically that Durk started to really change his outlook. He became a Muslim. He stopped having all these guys around him. He fell out with certain people because, you know, he was covering bond and lawyers for a lot of people, and he was trying to move a little bit different. He started donating to politicians. His own friends from his neighborhoods would be like, yo, you just gave them $250,000? Yo, we could have used that for bond. You know, that's when you get caught in between a rock and a hard place because people are now pulling at you from all directions. Essentially, if you ask me, so I'm sitting there with Durk and I'm interviewing him, and Durk looks at me. And it's the first time the whole interview I see him almost get teary-eyed. Because I was trying to ask the Gunna question, and he did answer it. Just no. But I was trying to give him these scenarios. What if? And I get it. I know a lot of people like, man, I know a lot of people who, of course, are going to say no until they're under the gun. But when I kept prying and trying to get that question out of him, you know, you got these big-ass eyes, right? No disrespect, but you know how he looked.
Yeah.
I saw almost like, it was like he was getting emotional a little bit, like his eyes started watering. And he looked at me and he says, I hate rats. And he said, they took my father away from me. Now, you know, some people have looked at that and said, no, your father took himself away. Whatever you want to, but that sounded like a individual who grew up thinking that a cooperator made him not have a father and made him miss out on all these experiences and really changed the trajectory of his life. And the deep-seated hate he had for someone who cooperated makes me believe that I don't think he could stand himself as a man if he became that person who he deep-seatedly hated for taking his father away.